Affordability in New Jersey. I'm joined by Michelle Sikirka, who is the head of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Welcome back.
Thanks for having us here
So
today.
you've got, all right, one of the driving questions in New Jersey. It's funny because the politicians like to talk about everything but. So they love the idea they're going to talk about Menendez. They're going to talk about DACA. They're going to beat up on Donald Trump. They're going to do everything but talk about the fact that people are running out of this state. And I've said this many times. You and I have had this conversation. It's got to be tough to be head of a business and industry association in this state where the number one issue is people are leaving.
Correct.
Right? Over the past, what was the stat? Since 2005, more than 2 million people have left?
Over the past 11 years, over $21 billion net adjusted gross income left the state of New Jersey.
And how do you come up with that figure? That is, a guy like me says, you know what? I'm out. So my income is coming with me, and I'm no longer paying taxes in New Jersey.
Correct. We follow census data, and we marry it up with tax data. And we see where people file their taxes one year in New Jersey, and we see the next year they're filing their taxes somewhere else.
Right. Which is denying us income, which means those of us that are digging in, you, me, and others, we are stuck with that tax burden. So here's the question. I'm going to give you a chance to explain it because I'm not a big believer in these summits, et cetera. I think it's all for show.
Yeah.
Tell me how this is different.
So we don't have time for show, Bill, because we're at a crisis point in the state of New Jersey. This is time for action, and this summit is all about a call to action. So we're hosting Opportunity New Jersey is an unprecedented coalition of business associations across the state of New Jersey coming together. It's led by the New Jersey Chamber of Commerce, Tom Bracken and I, and JBIA. We're hosting this on September 18th. And the idea here is to set an agenda for affordability to give to the next governor to say, here are comprehensive solutions and ideas to lead us toward an agenda for affordability in the state of New Jersey.
But what does that mean? Because I hear agenda for affordability, and it sounds like a great talking point. I want to hear, we're going to lower the tax burden on small business. We're going to lower the tax burden on medium to large businesses, because if you do that, you can create an opportunity to employ people and have them pay into the system. You know, lower taxes, as we've shown over the past couple decades, actually stimulate revenue surpluses. It happened when under the Bush tax cuts. The minute he cut taxes, it stimulated economic growth. And guess what? Revenue went up.
So, well, we've seen that in 2011. In 2011, the current administration put in a comprehensive tax reform package that benefited New Jersey business, and as a result of that, we've had the highest growth in business.
Chris Christie.
Chris Christie.
Current administration, I like that. I don't blame. Look, he's at 15% approval. I don't blame him.
I said it in a broad sense only because it was a nonpartisan effort. You need the legislature to get there too. They had to appropriate the money. So, in all fairness, I want to give the legislature credit there because they all did a tremendous job.
But how did that impact us? I mean, your members, how were they impacted by that?
Sure. It loosened up. It gave them something, number one, to hope for. It gave them some predictability and reliability, which is the number one thing businesses need to invest. And then our members told us as a result of those actions, they invested over the last 4 years. Every year we do a business outlook survey. You and I have talked about that. Right? Last 4 years, New Jersey businesses have reinvested in the state of New Jersey, and they've created jobs and they've turned profit. So that's things turning around. The issue is it's not happening fast enough.
Right.
And on top of it, we still have New Jersey residents leaving the state every day. So affordability means something different to a business owner and a New Jersey taxpayer.
Just a few more questions, but hang with me because I got to break quick for traffic and weather. Michelle, thank you for sticking with me. New Jersey affordability, that is the number one word that I would like to hear both sides of this debate in terms of the Democrat and the Republican running for office. Unfortunately, I'm hearing an awful lot about things that really don't impact the average New Jerseyan, whether it's a discussion on DACA. I was disappointed that was a conversation yesterday from Kim, and I'm friends with Kim. I think that to me, the only thing she ought to be talking about is affordability. Same thing with Phil Murphy. He loves to take shots at Trump. Disappointing. Just talk about affordability.
Yeah, we need.
You're talking about it.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Tell me about the event.
We need to keep our eye on the prize because you're right. This is where everybody's focus should be right now. How do we make New Jersey affordable for our senior citizens, for our millennials? You know, New Jersey, number one in the nation of millennials leaving the state of New Jersey.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I'm glad you said that because I do a podcast with Jay Black, who's a Jersey comedian, Jessica Nutt, my colleague at Chasing News, and it's called Speaking Millennial. And we talk about this, like, what decisions are millennials making now, especially if they're getting out of college. They're like, okay, here I am, ready to go, ready to hit the world.
Right.
The one place they're not coming is Jersey.
Yeah, or they're not staying. You know, not only the number one out migration group from the state of New Jersey, but we're also number one in the nation of millennials living home with their parents. That tells you we don't have places that are affordable for millennials to live. So here's what we're doing. We are hosting the Affordability Summit.
Okay.
It's going to take place September 18th. This is hosted by Opportunity New Jersey. People should go to opportunitynj.org.
Okay.
Check out the details. It takes place at the First Baptist Church of Lincoln Garden, which is in Somerset, New Jersey.
Somerset. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, people say First Baptist Church sounds like a weird location. Actually, it's a huge conference center that happens to be
that white building. Is it on 206?
It's Buster Soares who's going to keynote for
That's
us.
a
Former Secretary.
huge place.
And we picked that for a reason because this summit is, it's being run by business associations, but it is meant for every taxpayer in the state of New Jersey. Bill, you said before, what do you mean by affordability? It means something different to every person you talk to.
Right.
To a senior citizen, it's all about paying that property tax bill and keeping them here. To someone who's retiring, it's about estate taxes and taxing their retirement income. How about to the mom of a student who's contemplating going away to college next year? Almost 50% of New Jersey graduating seniors go to four-year education outside the state of New Jersey. Right. Mom wants that kid to stay here.
How many come back? I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
50% leave. How many come back and call mom and dad, other than saying, I need a place to crash while I figure it out because now I'm saddled with student loans and I'm going to look for opportunity everywhere but New Jersey. And that's people talk about wages, and I know where you guys are on the minimum wage. I mean, this whole idea of raising it to $15 is such a bad idea.
Absolutely.
I mean, it would be so crushing. And the sad thing is, it's not going to help the people it's intended to help.
So exactly. So what we need to do is we need to have a discussion around building the skills of a low-wage earner. You want to have a comprehensive discussion of how do you lift the wages of a low-wage earner? It's called skill building. It's called workforce development. Right? You need to look at where people are on their career path, because every time you lift the skill of a low-wage earner, their wages go up with it.
Not only that, but that's the whole point of the idea of entry level. It's an entrance. It's a starting point. And the point is to move up. The point is not to say you got to work 4 jobs in order to have affordability. It's to move up. And I think you're right. The idea of that. But let me ask you this. You've invited both gubernatorial candidates.
Correct.
I don't know that Phil will come. I'll bet Kim shows up if she's able to do it. I say that only because we've invited both here, and Kim takes us up on it, and she talks to listeners, and people call totally unscripted stuff. And Phil so far has declined that. Well, he hasn't declined. They keep saying yes, and then they don't do it. So that's a whole other story. But what about your legislators? I mean, there are a lot of legislators in tight races. Do you expect it? Because to me, without the politicians listening, these are the guys with their hands on the power buttons.
Everyone has been invited.
Right.
Every legislator's been invited. The 2 gubernatorial candidates have been invited. We've extended invitation. And we're hoping that they come and join us. I don't think Bob
Menendez can make it.
I think he'll be busy that day.
He may be busy. Yeah, he's got some things going on. What about, is Buster going to run again?
Buster Soares is going to be the keynote speaker that day. He's going to kick it off.
Is he thinking about running for office? Look, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Let me tell you, I think he's leading a really great life right now in all that he's doing. Talk about entrepreneur. I mean, New Jersey is the world of entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's the great epitome of entrepreneur. I mean, that gentleman has really had a story.
He ran against Holt
career.
the 2 years before I did.
Yes, absolutely. So let me just tell you a little bit more about the summit.
Yeah, go ahead real quick. We've got about 30 seconds.
Look, we want every business owner, every resident, everybody who is challenged by the issue of affordability to come out. We're going to have a couple of keynotes. We're going to talk about some of the pressing issues, pension crisis, stuff like that. Then the talking heads are done. We're breaking everybody down into work groups.
Okay.
And in these work groups, we're going to sit and do kind of like some SWOT analysis. We're going to throw up ideas, and we're going to get people to feed in. We need every New Jerseyans' voice in the fight for affordability right now. We need to hear from them. What's going to turn the trigger for you? What's going to keep you in New Jersey? And from that, we are going to build an agenda. So this summit is all about action, not sitting around listening to other people talk. It's about us listening to what New Jerseyans need, and then us delivering a platform to the next governor, and then making sure it happens. It's all in the execution, Bill. You know that.
All right, I know. So I will be interested to hear the results of it. Will there be some kind of a white paper that comes out of it?
Absolutely.
So here's our plan for affordability.
The agenda for affordability.
And it's going to come out before the election, so there'll be an opportunity for politicians running to adopt it or oppose it.
We will be putting it together right after the summit. Hopefully, we're going to have it in time to hand it to the next governor, if not before.
All right. I'd like to see it right when it's out, and we'll talk about it.
Come back and talk about it.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll have details on NJ1015.com on the Affordability Summit coming up on September 18th in Somerset. I want to thank Michelle Skirka with the New Jersey Business and Industry Association.